The country on a holiday visa. Their bags tell a different story. In his 3 years as an immigration officer, Tim Wetherill has never seen a haul like it.
They've had 3 suitcases which are down there, and the entire contents is all this, as you can see. Apparently we've got 18,000 cigarettes here, and then the rest here, 27.6 kilos of rolling tobacco, which is what customs have now seized, which is why it's all bagged up. Apparently the sort of duty value on that is just over £10,000, which is what they've obviously avoided by paying, and were trying to make their profits by selling on when they got into the UK. And that's all they've had in their bag, so it's a fairly substantial amount. You know, there's no argument that this was for personal consumption, obviously, this much. It's obviously they're coming here to sell it.
Officer Wetherill will lead the investigation on the motives of their visit. He and his boss, Sarah Dyson, the chief immigration officer, will decide their fate.
They had 3 bags with them, all of which just contain nothing but cigarettes and tobacco.
And
so they have
clothes?
no clothes, nothing like that.
How long are the security for, Tim?
5 days. They have got return tickets for 5 days.
Passports. I mean, is it likely that they've been doing this quite regularly?
Well, that's a brand new passport for her, and she's not travelled before. He came here in March, and he also came in 2006, where he had 2 sort of quite close trips to each other.
So he didn't come at all in 2006?
No.
So it might be a good idea to take him through his travel history since 2006 to get a picture of how often he travels and where he travels, because travelling is, well, it's cheaper than it was, but it's still not cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd be interested to know how he funds these many and varied trips across the world, if not through cigarette smuggling.
The man comes from Mumbai in India.
Why are you coming over to the UK today?
Today I come because I want to tour for my wife for 5 days. That's why I come.
So you brought your wife for a tour for 5 days?
Yes, sir.
Why then, in your luggage, did you have so many cigarettes with you?
It's my big mistake, sir. Because when I come from India, they're not allowed to take me money. That's why I bring my friend told me that you would take cigarette. I think that there is 200 carton cigarettes allowed.
If you're allowed 200 cigarettes, you bought 18,000. There's quite a difference there between 200 and 18,000, isn't there? If I tell you that the total amount of tax that you would have to pay on all those cigarettes and all that tobacco is just over £10,000, you understand that?
Yeah.
So what you attempted to do today was to defraud the British government out of £10,000. Do you understand how serious that is?
Yeah. I'm apologize, sir. I'm really apologize, and I'm sorry for the whole country, sir. I'm really apologize. Why should I bring my wife and do like that, such a bad thing, sir?
Because she has a suitcase as well. You can fit more in.
Huh?
So she can bring suitcases as well, and you can fit more in.
What?
Because if you bring your wife, she then has a suitcase as well, so you can carry more.
Because he also don't know, and I also don't know, sir.
And also, if you bring your wife, you may think that you would be less suspicious to customs, less likely to be stopped.
No. It's not fair, sir. No. Why should I bring, sir?
To get away with it and sell, and then you make money.
No want to make money, sir. I only want to.
You told me that was the main reason you bought them, was to get money.
No, I want to transfer the money, convert the money, sir.
So do you honestly expect me to believe you when you tell me that you brought cigarettes into this country for currency exchange?
Yeah.
Officer Wetherill now has all the evidence to put before the chief immigration officer.
Either they already have a buyer lined up here and they're just going to drop this whole load off with the buyer and take away what I think will be a substantial profit.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be doing it otherwise. It's got to be for profit.
Yeah. If they didn't have the cigarettes with them, I'm in no doubt they wouldn't be stood here today. That is the main reason they're coming here for.
We can do change of purpose. Okay? Yeah. And I think we need to try and find a flight tonight for them. They're India.
Once Officer Wetherill has found flights to India for the couple, he will inform them they're being sent back home. Couple carrying 18,000 cigarettes and 27 kilos of tobacco are waiting to hear their fate. Officer Wetherill must tell them they will be put on a plane back to India tonight.
I'm not expecting him to take it particularly badly, to be honest. It may well turn out that he is upset, but at the same time, you can't really argue with the facts. They've tried to evade over £10,000 worth of duty in the UK. We didn't give them a visa to come here and sell cigarettes, and that's what they're coming here to do. Obviously, you were issued with visitors' visas to come here on holiday. The fact that you have all the cigarettes and tobacco with you and that you've stated you're intending to sell that, on that basis, we're going to refuse you leave to enter the UK today. We're not going to allow you to come into the country. Legally, we have to send you back on the first available flight, and that's what we're going to do today. There is a flight.
Sorry, if I go there back, they will kill me. With the Indian government, they will kill both of us. They will send me behind the bar. There is too much tension in India. If you not entry for 2 or 3 days here, and you will send me, I don't know. They will kill us.
I explained to you when I was interviewing you that you needed to be fully forthcoming and honest with me. That you needed to tell me the truth. You haven't mentioned anything about that.
No, but sir, if you deport like this, they will kill me. But they will.
Who will kill you?
No, Indian government, sir.
Just because of the cigarettes?
Too much harassment in India, sir. Please, why they don't release me?
Okay. You made that decision to bring those cigarettes into this country, yeah?
No, but right now
you made that decision, and that was your decision, okay? And as such, you have been refused leave to enter this country and are being returned to India.
No, sir.
There is nothing that can be done. Those are the rules.
If you like do this, I'll kill myself here, sir. Why don't I go there? There's too much trouble over
there. You need to wait here. I'll come back and speak to you in a minute, okay? When I was talking to him, he said, shall I just kill myself now then? And I'm not sure how flippant the remark was. I'm not sure how serious he was. But obviously, if someone in immigration detention is making threats like that, we can't just ignore it, obviously. Sarah's just going to go and have a chat with the passenger now and sort of explain things to him to see whether or not that calms him down.
Listen, okay, as far as the law is concerned, there is no flexibility, okay? Your visas are cancelled and you have to go back to India. If they are still saying that they feel under threat from the Indian authorities, then they need to explain that to us in a bit more detail.
अरेंज करेंगे आपको वापस जब जाएंगे नहीं हो सकता इधर विजिटर हिसाब से
I will kill myself, but don't go, please.
Right, listen, okay. Is it worth saying things like that?
Please.
Okay, calm down, listen. Okay.
Do favor for us, man, please. See, I am not the first time in London. I am coming from 8 years to a extreme country.
I hear you. I hear you. Listen.
And before, my 8 years record, I didn't do anything wrong in England. But it's my minor mistakes. It's not my.
Yes, it's a mistake.
I don't bring any drugs, and I don't bring any ammunition and arms.
Okay, I hear you.
So you telling me like that?
All right.
You go.
So are you telling? Okay. You're getting so upset that I'm thinking that you are much more worried about going back to India because you believe something will happen to you.
The man's claims take the investigation to a new level. Chief Immigration Officer Dyson and Officer Wetherall must make sure the couple understand their options.
The claims that you've made are obviously very serious. I need a decision. These are the options that you have. If you think in your heart of hearts that you will be killed when you return to India, then you have no choice but to claim asylum in the UK. If you are not genuinely in fear of your life, you need to return home to India, and that is a decision that you have to make. Okay?
Are we in agreement that you're actually asking for asylum here? Is that what you're asking for, sir? Say yes or no. It's no problem.
Yes.
So you want political asylum here? Is that correct?
Give me passport. I will go on counter and I will arrange my for ticket, and then I will take my passport and I will go.
The man's changing demands suggests to the officers that his fear of returning to India is not genuine.
I've given you options. We've discussed things at great length. No. Make your decision and we will process that decision.
When you will give me
Make
passport?
your decision now, okay?
Just please.
First option is you go back to India tonight and I get the officer to speak to the airline and ask the captain if he will give you your passports back, okay? So that you can quietly present them yourself. The next option is you tell me that you're in fear of your life and you want asylum. We will listen to your claim for asylum. It will be processed properly and heard fairly, but you'll be detained until the outcome. The third option is you tell me that you don't want asylum, okay, but you won't go tonight quietly. Then I will have no option, okay, to arrange escorts for you. 2 people who will go with both of you, maybe even 4 people who will go with both of you, and you'll be in handcuffs and you will go back tomorrow.
आपने जाना है?
जाना है ना?
They want to go.
The passengers have said that they will go on the flight as long as they can be reunited with their passports to go home. So it's just checking that the airline are OK to give them their passports so they can arrive in India as normal arriving passengers.
They've been refused entry because their visas are not valid for the purpose for which entry was sought, i.e. coming to sell goods. And I just want to satisfy myself that they'll be treated OK when they get to India. They've not been convicted of anything, it's just that their visas are not valid for this purpose. OK, so I would like them to be treated OK, yeah?
It's been 8 hours since the tobacco smugglers were caught by customs. Their deal with immigration means the only thing the Indian authorities will know is that they were refused entry to Britain because they changed the purpose of their visit.